Hello, wonderful viewers! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Wilmer May M. Chu, and today I'm going to talk about inclusive education in the Philippines, its definition, VMGO or Vision, Mission, Goals, and Objectives, as well as its scope. But before we go to our topic, intro, pasok!
어쩜 이렇게 시간이 안 가는지 정말 버스 안에서 going 이불 속에서 going은 언제나 너에게 going.
Prior to the proper discussion, let's have first the objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students shall be able to understand the concepts of inclusive education, generate ideas for a slogan promoting inclusive education, and value the importance of inclusive education through an essay.
What is inclusive education?
Inclusive education, also called inclusion, is education that includes everyone with non-disabled and disabled people, learning together in mainstream schools, colleges, and universities. Is an integration of both non-disabled and disabled individuals, which all children are taught together without any discrimination, where they can play together and learn together in the same school or in the same classroom. Noon si UNESCO, ang inclusive education is an effective way to provide all children an equal chance to go to the same school, learn and develop the skills they need to succeed during their lifetime.
These are the example pictures of inclusive education.
And now, let's move on to the VMGO, or the Vision, Mission, Goals, and Objectives of Inclusive Education in the Philippines. Vision. The state, community, and family hold a common vision for the Filipino child with special needs. By the 21st century, it is envisioned that he or she could be adequately provided with basic education. This education should fully realize his or her own potentials for development and productivity, as well as being capable of self-expression of his or her rights in society. He or she is God-loving and proud of being a Filipino. So Vision emphasizes that by the 21st century, Filipino children with special needs should receive basic education, allowing them to realize their potential, express their rights, and foster a sense of God-loving pride in being Filipino. Let's move on to mission. Mission is to protect and promote the right of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education, where students learn in a child-friendly, gender-sensitive, safe, and motivating environment. Teachers facilitate learning and constantly nurture every learner. Let's move on to goal of inclusive education. Provide children with special needs appropriate educational services within the mainstream of basic education. The goal is to provide appropriate educational services for children with special needs. Maunay goal sa inclusive education. Let's have the objectives. First objective is to provide support services. Second, provide a flexible and individualized support system. Third, implement a lifelong curriculum. Fourth, make available an array educational programs and services. Scope of inclusive education. The concept of inclusion is often discussed as though it applies only to students with disabilities. In reality, inclusive education has much wider scope. According to Booth and Ainscow, inclusion in education involves valuing all students and staff equally, reducing students' exclusion from schools and focusing their increased participation in the cultures, curricula, and communities of local schools. To respond to the diversity of students in the locality, there is a need for restructuring the culture, policies, and practices in schools. Reducing barriers to learning and participation for all students in the schools, especially those who are categorized as having special educational needs. Learning from attempts to overcome barriers to the access and participation of particular students to make changes for the benefit of students more widely. Acknowledging the right of students to an education in their locality.
That's it for today. It's quiz time! These are the references.